What's up, Devin? It's Guys here. I heard Graham Stephan do that once. Did you catch it? The average American actually spends $70,000 or more just to finance cars throughout their lifetime. That's based on the average price in 2023 for a new car to be $48,000. So assuming that price never goes up, using a 6% interest rate for 6 years, and the average American buys 8 cars in their lifetime. What if there's a better way? Instead of losing money to the bank to buy cars, what if you could make money buying cars? In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how. And if you're new to my channel and you haven't subscribed, make sure you do so and hit the bell so you can get notified when I put out these videos. Let me go show you something. So if you could make money buying a car, what would you buy? For me, I bought this Porsche 911. I'll make $130,000 just by buying it. Let me show you how, but first, let's hear it purr. So before I share with you guys how I make $130,000 just by purchasing that Porsche 911, let's first talk about how you could buy the car, how most people would buy a car. First, the Dave Ramseys of the world are gonna say, pay cash for everything, right? Buy the car cash. It's the smartest way to do it because you don't pay interest to anybody, right? However, you're still paying interest in some form. You're giving up that money's ability to earn you interest. It's called opportunity cost. So if I would have bought that car for $164,000, which was the price tag, in cash, I'd give up that $164,000 ability to earn me interest. If it compounded at 5% over the next 50 years, that 164 turns into almost $2 million. I'd give up that money's ability to grow into that. So paying cash actually isn't the best way to buy a car. All right, so we talked about buying a car with cash. You're giving up a ton of opportunity costs. It's not the best way to buy a car. So how do people buy cars besides that? They finance them, right? Most people go to a dealership and they get financing from some sort of bank or lender. So what I did when I bought this car is I did just that. I figured out what the bank would have charged me to purchase the car. And it ended up being a 5-year loan at 7% interest, which became a payment of $3,247. Now think about that. Some people might think, well, I can afford a $3,200 payment to drive a Porsche. However, within that payment is 7% interest. So over 5 years, you end up paying $30,843 in interest to buy the Porsche. But remember what we talked about. You have to think about opportunity cost. Not only am I giving up the 164's ability to grow into $2 million, I'm giving up the opportunity cost of the interest. That $30,843 over 50 years compounded at 5% turns into $376,000. So by financing a car, you're making it easier because you don't have to pay for it in one lump sum. However, you're giving up even more money over time and you're limiting your money's ability to grow for you. So buying a car cash isn't the best way. Financing the car isn't the best way. There's one other way that most people do, and let's get into it. The third way to buy a car is to lease the car. Now most people think leasing is good, right? But however, if you look at the numbers, it's the worst thing you can do. If you think about it, you're renting the car. You'll never own the car. You have the opportunity to buy the car at the end of the lease, but you then have to buy the car, right? So you're renting a vehicle. And if you look at it, for that car that I bought, that Porsche 911, payment would have been $49.14 a month to lease the car for 36 months. Comes out to $176,000 I would have paid to rent the car. It's not mine, I don't own it. And we talked about opportunity cost. That 176, if I give it up to the finance company for leasing, I'm giving up control of that money. I don't have it, it'll never be in my possession again. Therefore, I can never make money with it again. 176 compounded over 50 years at 5% interest turns into $2.1 million of lost opportunity cost. So that's the three ways you can buy a car. You can pay cash, you can finance, or you can lease. I guess you could steal the car, but don't do that. There is one other way. And if you change just one thing, it changes everything. I'm gonna show you guys exactly how I bought that Porsche 911 by changing one thing, and how I make $130,000 just by buying it, and I own the car. So I could sell it and make even more money. Let's jump into it. So like I said, in order to do what I'm talking about, you have to change just one thing, and that's where your money goes first. Most people, they think, I get money, where do I put it? I put it in the bank. That's what we've been taught to do. Put your money in the bank. And then when you want to use it, you can go take the money from the bank, but you stop earning interest from the bank when you do that. We don't earn a lot of interest on bank accounts, I know, but you still stop earning some interest if you withdraw your money from the bank. So we can either go to the bank and withdraw our money, or we can get a loan from the bank, right? That's what most people do. That's what we've been taught. If you change where that money goes first, instead of getting a loan from the bank, you can actually get a loan from yourself. Instead of paying the bank interest, you can pay yourself interest. So I'm gonna say a nasty word here. You guys are gonna hate it, but stick with me. Where you put the money is nothing more than a specifically designed whole life insurance policy. Please keep watching. I promise this is gonna get good. If you put your money in this policy, you are putting it in a place that's guaranteed to grow. It'll never stop earning interest. So again, opportunity cost. You'll never lose its ability to gain and grow over time. And then instead of going in and borrowing from a bank, you can borrow against your money. It's your asset that you can borrow against that always goes up in value. So all I did to buy that car, I flowed my money instead of through someone else's bank, I put it into my own privatized bank, a specially designed whole life insurance policy. So I'm gonna show you guys the illustration and real numbers so you can see how I make $130,000 by buying that sweet ride. Let's check it out. If I'm putting my money into a properly structured policy that's guaranteed to grow, that means that the value of that asset is gonna go up over time, guaranteed. That means I'm always gonna have more that I can borrow against and use to be my own bank. And to buy the car, I'll show you guys the illustration here. I had in my policy about $172,000 at that time. So I used a policy loan of $164,000. Basically what the insurance company is doing is using my money as collateral to get a loan from my future death benefit. And because they know I'm gonna die someday, I never have to pay it back. If I don't pay it back when I pass away, they'll just deduct it from the death benefit. So I use $164,000, bought the car cash. Now, if I would have bought the car from a dealership, as mentioned, I'd have to pay them $3,947 a month to own that car. That's a 5-year loan at 7% interest. So if I would have paid them gladly every month without fail, because I don't want my credit to go bad, I should pay myself the same thing for borrowing against my money, right? So over 5 years, I actually pay myself back $194,843. I get all the money back for the car. And over that same time frame, I'm injecting new premium into my policy, more money that's guaranteed to compound and grow. That comes out to $466,308. So my gross injection into this policy over 5 years is $661,151.73. Now, that's the gross injection. Remember, I'm using $164,000 to buy the car. So that means my net injection into that policy in 5 years is $497,151.79. However, the growth of my policy in 5 years is $630,000. So I made a net injection of $497,000, it grows by $630,000. I make over $130,000, and guess what? I own the car. So I could sell it, have even more money, start more policies, get more money compounding and growing, all on a tax-free basis, and it's guaranteed. The policy will never go down in value. So if this works with a car, what else does it work for? A boat, a plane, a house? It works with anything. Anything you use money for, the infinite banking concept works. You just have to know what you're doing. If you want to learn more about this concept, exactly how you could apply it to your life, check out the link in the description. Register for and watch my free training video. You will actually get so much insight on how this can work for you. And if you want to learn more, you can jump on a call with my team and we can get you squared away, answer all your questions, and make sure you can start multiplying your money. Until next time, I love you guys.